morning, everyone. Today, we're proudly presenting to you the initial staging of the first ever forum in STI Las Piñas, the Breakfast Forum at STI LP. The event is an official platform of AP Communications Arts, and its purpose is to give venue for our guests and the entire STI Las Piñas community lively discussions on relevant issues. The 1-hour session will be divided into 2 parts. For our opening salvo, our first guest will join our hosts Cassandra Austria and Justin Javier in taking us back to what happened in the centerpiece event of the recent annual Sports Fest, the Cheer Dance Competition. An alumnus of this institution, our guest made his mark working in an IT company in Singapore. He soon returned and joined the academe. As one of the faculty members, he was assigned to oversee the training of the Red Lycans Cheer Dance Squad, a 7-time champion in the STI Sports Fest. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all give it up to Sir Jason Mabignay.
Okay, so good morning everyone. Welcome once again to the first ever Breakfast Forum at STI LP.
So, sir, good morning po once again. So, how are you today?
I'm good.
So, sir, before we dig in, we would like to ask you some questions about the recent Sports Fest held here at STI Las Piñas.
Yes.
So sir, how was your experience coaching the Red Lycans?
More on advising, say it. So good. Good experience for me.
So exciting po ba sir? Is it a lot of pressure since
Pressures, not really much, but more on experiencing how you interact with the student. So more on gaining experience with regards with advising, motivating the student to do their best.
So, sir, is it your first time advising the Red Lycans this year?
No, but 3 years ago. So I started around 2014 or 2013. So this is my 3rd year advising the Lycans as well.
So, sir, what were your expectations of sa mga IT students natin when it comes to cheering?
As much as possible, kapag cheering kasi, you do not need to expect. You just believe them to do their best. Kasi kapag nagbigay ka kasi ng standard, mapipressure sila. So the more na napipressure sila, the more na hindi sila nagkakamap na mas maganda. So make more on motivated them to do their best, to do what they can do for achieve their limitations, surpass their limitations. We know that cheering is super what you can say, mahirap or medyo difficulty with regards with the dance, the routine, the lifting, everything. So napaka-dangerous pa. So talagang isa yun sa mga during my time when I advising Lycans, Red Lycans, yun isa sa mga kinatatakutan ko because I'm the one who will be responsible for the student.
tama po? So 7-time champion po ang Red Lycans when it comes to the cheer dance competition.
Yes. Before I handle them, champion na sila. Pero when I handle them, parang naging first place sila. So when I take, nung ako na yung nag-advise, sunod-sunod na siyang champion ulit. So thankfully, thank God, talagang binigay naman. Pero actually, it's the student talaga. Yung student yung gumawa nung lahat. Although nandun ako sa likod, pero yung student pa rin yung nakapag.
So, sir, what's with the Red Lycans, sir, that they have become so dominant in the cheer dance competition?
Siguro, discipline. Tapos, may dedication sila dun sa talagang gusto nila. Kasi kung ayaw mo naman yung isang gawain or event, kahit anong event mo, hindi talaga gusto nila. Tsaka siguro, the legacy that na-inherit nila from the previous year, from the mga seniors na nila, na until this time, na sumusuporta pa rin. Kahit graduate na, nandun pa rin yung support from the alumni. So talagang yun isa siguro sa mga kagandahan ng Lycans cheering squad.
So, sir, di ba po advisor po kayo na Red Lycans? So, nag-hire po ba kayo ng coach for them?
Yes, outsider po.
Outside coach po?
Before ko pa silang i-handle, meron na talagang nag-coaching siya talaga yung coach nila ever since na nag-champion yung Laika. So yung 7th year na yun, talagang siya yung laging coach nila. Siya talaga yung legacy na na-inherit ko na lang in a process. So during that time, yung nakausap ko siya, mabait naman yung coach namin. So talagang yung mga bata nakasunod din naman.
So, why do you think, sir, ang cheer dance competition, why is it considered as the most expensive sport here sa STI Sports Fest?
Kasi syempre alam naman natin na cheering competitions is more on the costume. You need to build your costume. Kasi isa sa criteria for judging. So yung costume itself, mahal na. So nagko-costly na siya. If you are a student, napaka-costly na. No? Then, every meetings you need to pay for the coaches. So isa rin yun sa mga considerations. So as an advisor, I advise them that I gather some help from their classmates. They can support the expenses. Kasi napakamahal talaga niya. Unlike the other sports like ball games, kasi you just need to see this kind of event, napaka-mahal, napaka-dangerous.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have a question, text message question from...
Well, Sir Jason, may text message na pinadala rito sa akin. And they're asking is, why is it that cheer dance competition became a centerpiece event? Kasi before, ang cheer dance competition kasi is an added attraction lang sa isang sports fest.
Siguro kung ako yung tatanungin, no, alam naman natin na kapag sa mga gantong event like sports fest, even UAAP, talagang binigyan nila ng highlight yung cheer dance kasi siya yung parang nag-boost sa confidence ng mga student, not yung hindi lang sila yung mga kasali during the event, even yung mga nanonood ng mga student. So talagang nagbibigay yun ng kasiyahan, kaya siguro siya na yung ginawa nating centerpiece. Highlight, although the ball games is the highlight pa rin, pero mas maganda kasi yung nakikita mong sumasayaw, diba, na parang joy mo na yun, tapos so, talagang
cheering as in pag-cheer ng mga students sa
Cheer ka
kanila.
talaga, di ba?
Tama,
Yes.
papacheer ka talaga. Okay, so, sir, we researched about you and we heard na galing po kayo sa Singapore. So you worked there for a while. What prompted you to come back here to the Philippines?
Actually, before pa naman ako umalis ng bansa, before pa ako magpunta ng Singapore as a developer, software developer, nagpaplan na akong mag-teach. Actually, before pa ako mag-teach, gusto ko talaga mag-teach, magturo. Pero, siguro dahil circumstances, mas nagiging ko na abroad, work abroad. Then, after that, when I'm there, syempre, nandun kasi pumapasok kasi yung mismo yung mga activity. So, kahit gano'n kataas yung sahod mo outside the country. Pero pag na-homesick ka, talagang babalik ka. So, when feel ko na homesick na ako, so I go back. And then when I go back, fortunately, merong offer sa akin to teach here in STI Las Piñas. So I grab it because I'm also an alumni here in STI Las Piñas. So, alma mater muna bago yung iba.
So sir, meron po kaming photo stories. We would like you to comment about ano lang po may isip niyo about sa
So
photos natin.
photos, let's go through memory lane po for a while. First picture. Okay, so what can you say about the picture po, sir?
Oh, okay. So, yung picture na to is taken last Sports Fest. So, isa to dun sa mga nakakatakot na stand nila. Ito yung parang opening stand nila na talagang may hinagis yata. Paakyat. So, talagang nung ginagawa nila yan during that time, talagang halos hindi na ako tumingin kasi nga nakatatakot siya. Tapos kung may nangyari dun sa student, syempre sa cargo ko yun as an advisor. So, talagang sabi ko, pray, tapos dapat yung lahat ng mga spotters sa gilid dapat nakaabang. Yun talaga yung dapat nakafocus lahat. Kasi we're talking about life here. It's not just kahit anong buhay kasi ng tao yun. So, talagang napakadelikado ng sports na to.
Okay, so there goes our first session with Sir Jason Mabignay, coach of the Red Lichens.
So we would like to thank you, sir, for taking the time out and joining us for this event. Sir, do you have any parting words, sir?
Parting words, siguro, try your best. Just try your best and do your best. Tapos, kapag ginawa mo naman yung best mo, lalabas naman yung mas mahal.
thank you, sir, once again.
So thank you, sir. So once again, these are your hosts. I'm Justin Javier.
And I'm Cassandra Austria, sa gitna ng kape at kwentuhan, mga issue magandang pag-usapan.
Salamat sa inyong pagsusubaybay. This is
Breakfast Forum at STILP.
Welcome back to Breakfast Forum at STILP, the first ever breakfast forum in STI Las Piñas. For our second session, our hosts Justin Javier and Cassandra Austria will join the school's representatives to the national competition of Tagisan ng Talino held recently at the West Negros College in Bacolod City. She's the lone senior high student who made her mark in the institution by winning the Stand Up and Deliver contest and the cluster meet of Tagisan ng Talino that served as her ticket wheel heading to the national competitions, where she ended up third place. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome for Ms. Nicole Marcelo. Our next guest is the winning pair from the all-in-place competition in TNT's cluster meet, and they are currently taking up AB Hotel and Management in this institution. Using precision and skills to earn the judge nod, the STI Las Piñas tandem was able to become the third best combo in the national level event. Friends, let us all welcome Ms. Bianca Adino and Joyce Ann Salman.
Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome once again to the second session of Breakfast Forum at STILP.
So let us also welcome Mr. Mark.
Yes,
Paraiso.
the one who coached these lovely ladies, Joyce and Bianca, and their journey to become the champions in the category All in Place.
Yes. So how are you today, everyone?
Good. Yes. Okay.
So before we start, we would like to ask you some questions about the recent Tagisan ng Talino competition. So, and our first question would be, can you tell us a little bit about your experience during the Tagisan ng Talino competition? So let's start with Nicole.
At first, I didn't know what to expect because it's my first time competing in nationals or even cluster. In my previous school, I joined speech competitions but it was all in Tagalog. It was bigla ako talampatian. But I know I could speak English better than Tagalog. And I thought that I wouldn't make it to even cluster. But I was happy to have made it to nationals.
Yes. We're also happy for you. How about you guys?
Syempre sobrang sarap sa feeling kasi di ba yung pangalan ng school nyo, STI Las Piñas, yung dadalhin nyo. So syempre sa Bacolod, sobrang sarap sa feeling and enjoy. Though may pressure, pero iniisip na lang namin, kaya namin to, tiwala lang.
Then, yun nga, yung sabi niya na parang yung pressure nandun, pero siyempre yung coach namin, inaano nila kami na huwag kayo ma-pressure, enjoy nyo lang yung stay sa Bacolod. Whatever happens, proud na proud sila sa amin. Yun talaga yung nagpa-motivate sa amin.
So Sir Mark.
A little bit of excitement and challenge kasi this is my second time na nag-coach ako ng all-in-place category ng TNT. So, the last time they won was the second place lang ng cluster. So, hindi kami nakaabot ng nationals. Then, sabi ko sa kanila, next year babawi tayo. And luckily, we got the champion for the cluster competition and nakapasok sila ng nationals. So, sobrang excitement yung naramdaman ko for them. Kasi nga, yung nationals kasi it's best of the best. So lahat ng cluster ng STI Las Piñas, pinili na kung sino yung magagaling at saka parang they have the knowledge on doing that particular competition. So yun, sobrang masaya ako para sa kanilang lahat. Sa tatlong yan, sobrang galing nila.
How long did you prepare for this? Ano ba yung mga preparations na ginawa ninyo para makaabot ng nationals?
Actually, yung preparation for my speech kasi it's impromptu and stand up and deliver. Walang actual preparation. But nung nag-training kami ni Sir Eman, yung coach ko, he's not here sadly. Pero ano siya, actually, kinuram lang namin ng 2 days of preparation. Pinagtutong mabagal, which is weird kasi tongue twisters are meant to be said fast. Tapos bagalan ko daw para ma-enhance yung pagsabi ko ng words. Tapos pinag-speech niya ako sa mga college na klase, which is naka-20 na speech ako a day. Tapos masakit sa ulo, pero nahasa yung skills ko doon.
So, to be honest kasi, one day lang talaga yung naging training namin before yung flight namin, yun. Kasi, natupad kasi siya sa pre-finals. Kaya, sobrang di nagkakatugma yung schedule namin. Kaya, yun, Wednesday before ng flight namin, dun lang kami nag-training.
Pero yung naman, before din nun, yung mga na-messagean kami na, Bianca, mag-aral ka na. Kasi more on, parang rin kami dun sa mga alien words, lalo na sa mid. Kasi baka biglang may mundo na hindi namin alam.
Si Nicolay, meron siyang technique na she does not use a microphone kapag sasalita sa harap. Ano bang meron doon?
And whenever I do speeches kasi, gusto ko yung ginagawa ko naaalala ng mga judges. Kasi it's not just delivering the speech and the message, it's they remember you more than just a number. Di nila sabihin na, yun yung number 5. Sabihin nila, yun yung di nag-mic, yun yung magaling, yung ganon. So parang, lagi ko siyang ginagawa na hindi ako nagmamic or naglalakad ako sa aisle para naaalala nila ako. Like, nagko-connect ako sa audience as well as sa judges. Kasi modulated naman yung voice ko, so okay yung di nag-mic. Pero sabi ni ma'am, huwag ko na daw gawin yung sa nationals. Kaya iba yung ginawa ko ng nationals.
Okay.
So, Nicolay, were you nervous sa iyong performance?
Actually, kasi impromptu speeches, parang never siyang na-expect. So alam ko na kahit anong mangyari, masasagot ko naman siya kasi I know na yung skills ko and yung preparation, parang enough na siya to supply me with what I need sa competition. So hindi talaga ako kinakabahan.
So, same question with Bianca and Joy. So, kinabahan ba kayo?
So, syempre, sa amin, sa lahat naman ng competition, parang nandun talaga yung nervous, yung pressure. So, syempre, gusto mo manalo, parang yun yung gusto mo. Pero syempre, you have to believe in yourself na kaya mong gawin talaga. Kung alam mong tama, sige, go lang. Gawin mo yun.
Meron nga tayo, ipaglaban natin.
Ayun, paglaban natin.
Kasi syempre, para i-defend namin yung
i-defend namin.
yung setup namin. So, ang pinag-usapan namin, whatever happens, ipaglaban natin. Kaya din yung kalagay sa table.
So for the next question, we have a text message that will be presented by Mr. Ray Hoppe.
Well, this could be answered by anyone na nandun sa national competitions. Ano yung favorite dish nyo sa Bacolod? I'm sure we're very familiar with the chicken inasal, but more than that, ano yung nagustuhan nyo ba?
So, syempre, bukod sa din sa chicken, natikman namin yun. Sobrang sarap talaga. The best. Bukod doon yung baby back ribs. Sobrang sarap na sauce niya. So, only rice. So, sulit na sulit kami doon.
So, nag-out of 160 pesos
Yeah.
lang siya. And the rice na din, baby back ribs.
So, syempre, hindi lang sa food. Napuntahan din namin yung the ruins. Yung famous ruin house sa Bacolod. So, sobrang ganda niya.
Lalo na pag night.
Unfortunately, we're not able to join
Yes.
them. Pero you were still in contact with them po.
Of course. Before before nung competition, I sent them a text message giving them good lucks. And then sabi ko nga sa kanila, just enjoy your stay sa Bacolod. So whatever happens, win or lose, we're still proud of them. Kasi nga, hindi biro yung maging representative ka ng STI Las Piñas eh. And then especially national pa yun. So sobrang laking opportunity para sa kanila yun na ma-expose sila on that particular event. So, sobrang contact sila sa akin, hands-on yung pagte-text. Sabi ko nga, una, pinagtitripan nila ako, ayaw nila akong i-update. Ayaw nila ako i-update kasi the moment na nag-start yung competition, mas kabado pa ako kaysa sa kanila. As in, sobrang hindi ako mapakali. So, ayaw nila akong i-text daw, huwag daw ako i-text after nung competition. Pero, hindi nila natiis, nag-post sila. Para sa pinawagan ako.
So were you the one who coached them po before?
Yes, yung last year ako, so this is the second year na nag-coach ako sa kanila. Yun nga, yung preparation namin for the cluster nitong nakaraan lang 5 days, pero yung nationals, totoo yung sinabi nila, we just have the training for 1 day. Kasi tiwala naman ako, sabi ko sa kanila, mag-training pa ba tayo? Huwag na sir, ganun namin yun. And then sabi ko, okay, sige go, walang problema, pabor. Kasi at least, magagawa nila yung mga schoolworks nila aside from attending the training, diba? Pero before sila mag-flight, a day before ng flight nila, nag-training kami, 3. So yun lang talaga yung preparation for the national. So luckily, fortunately, nakasungkit pa ng 2nd place.
Wow, basta kaka-proud na one
Sobra.
day lang yung preparation but you still got to be the champions. Okay,
So we have more questions sa FB naman galing. So, Mr. Hobley would like.
Well, ang lagi kasing focus about all in place is about precision and skill. Now, how do you strike a balance between skill and precision?
meron ba sa inyo yung mas mabilis sa ganito or siya yung mas precise dito sa pag-place ng utensils?
Actually, yes. Kasi nag-usap na kami na siya muna, pagkakuha ng menu, siya muna, tapos ako agad yung mag-aayos ng table. So, meron kaming strategy na ginawa na nag-usap muna kami before namin ilagay lahat ng cutleries, lahat ng kailangan na, lahat ng table appointments.
Teamwork talaga.
Yes.
Teamwork talaga yung kailangan.
It's not just particularly doing the setup, but you have to defend it. So how are you going to explain it na bakit nakaka-come up kayo ng ganyang klaseng setup? So i-explain mo sa mga judges na eto po kasi yan. So every little thing about that particular setup has its own definition or may parang may relevance siya doon sa table. Kaya ano siya, ganun siya talaga. So yung balance nga ng yung question kanina, it is more on parang having the teamwork talaga. You need to work on each other na dapat eto ka, eto ako. Then pagka may nalagay tayo dyan, we have to defend it na paninindigan natin na eto yan kasi this is based on the prescribed menu.
So may defense po pala.
Yes!
Ranking and defense na yan. Okay, so next we have photo stories po. Please tell us something about it.
That time po, hindi namin na-expect na magkaka-place pa kami. So kami dalawa nandun na lang sa likod. Then lahat po ng contestant nasa unahan talaga. Then tinawag na po, 2nd place, STI Las Piñas. Nagulat kami, ayaw na ha, hindi ko naniniwala. Tapos ayun na po, tsaka lang po kami umakyat din sa unahan.
Unexpected.
Yes po.
Okay, next. Tuloy naman.
At first, parang sinabi kasi ni Sir Eman na lahat ng kino-coach niya, 2nd place lang yung nakukuha. Tapos sobrang nasasad ako kasi iniisip ko na pag nag-2nd place ako, malulungkot din siya kasi sabihin niya na hindi sapat yung skills niya or yung skills ko. Tapos, nung nag-a-announce na, sabi ni Sir Eman, hindi daw siya pupunta. Tapos sabi ko, hindi rin ako pupunta, sir, kasi wala naman ako papanalunan. Laging ganun, sumuwi ako tuwing awarding. Pati nung local kasi hindi ko kinuha yung medal, ganun. Tapos nung cluster, nung in-announce na yung champion, parang sobrang saya ko. Tapos hinata ko si Sir Eman, kahit di siya dapat kasali. Yes.
So, pwede ka bang magbigay ng ano ba yung nagpanalo sa'yo dun sa cluster or national? What do you think is the line?
So, based doon kasi, yung technique, right? Yung technique ko, nung cluster hindi ako nag-mic. So, sa tingin ko yung judges kasi, naisip nila na negative yon kasi hindi daw masyadong narinig ng audience. Pero kasi, inisip ko sa criteria, wala namang audience impact. So, what matters is yung sagot and yung delivery. So, hindi ako nag-mic para tumatak yung delivery ko sa judges. Sa nationals naman, sinabi kasi ni ma'am na wag daw, kailangan ko na mag-mic. So, ginawa ko. Ang idea ko dapat, kukunin ko yung mic and then ibibigay ko sa judges para call to action. Kaso, hindi natatanggal yung mic. So, kinabahan na ako nung nasa stage ako. Tapos ginawa ko, kasi yung tanong, parang, what human quality do we need in order to, parang avoid disruption or reduce it? So, yung answer ko dun is parang unity, believing that we are not alone. So what I did was, pinaghawak-hawak ko lahat ng audience, pati yung judges. In-encourage ko sila to stand up and hold their hands, tapos tumayo. Pati yung judges tumayo. Tapos nakikita ko sa Sir Basit, yung mga kasama namin, tumatawa sila. Tapos ano ba yun? So, parang natuwa ako dun kasi parang napaparticipate ko sila, which means na-engage sila sa speech ko. So, I think yun talaga yung nag-third or fourth place. Yeah.
Magalawan sa...
So, before we wrap up our session, do you have any message po to your students, yung mga kinoach niyo po?
Just like what I've said sa inyo palagi. So every time na may sasabihin kayo competition, don't feel the pressure. Normal yun, pero rather than ramdamin nyo siya, you just enjoy the momentum of the event. So huwag niyong isipin na you're going to get the champion, you're going to get the medal, or yung pinaka mataas na award. So what matters most is yung experience na magigain nyo doon, rather than aiming for that particular medal and yung champion na award. So, kasi mas maganda yung gano'n. The moment na ini-experience mo, na ine-enjoy mo siya, yun yung magpapapaanalo sa inyo.
Very, very nice message. Okay, so there goes our second session with our guests, the school's representatives to the Tagisan and Talino National Competition, Ms. Bianca Adino, Ms. Joyce Ann Salva, and Ms. Nicolay Marcelo, with Mr. Mark Paraiso.
So we would like to thank you, our guests, for taking the time out and joining us in the initial staging of this event. May we hear some parting words sa inyo, like advice sa mga future nasasali sa TNT.
So, sa mga sasali sa TNT, just do your best and yun nga, parang yun sa amin yung motto namin dalawa na kung ano man, panindigan.
And of course, faith in God talaga. So, hindi mawawala yun. Pray before and after the competition.
I'm fine.
So yun, thank you so much everyone for joining us. These are your hosts. I'm Justin Javier.
And I'm Cass Austria. Sa gitna ng kape at kwentuhan, mga issue magandang pag-usapan.
Salamat sa inyong pagsusubaybay. This is
Breakfast Forum at STILP.